My name is Nick Marine with Marine Plumbing Service out of Marietta, Georgia. Today I'm going to show you how to replace your old inefficient toilet with a new high-efficient WaterSense toilet. What we're going to be discussing today is your pressure regulating valve into the home, what the pressure regulating valve actually does, and what adjustments can be made. We're going to talk about sizing, selecting the right toilet, shutting off and removing the actual water supply, removing and disposal of the toilet, checking the flange and floor preparation, the actual setting of the toilet, installing of the tank and bowl. We're also going to adjust the water level in the toilet while we're checking for leaks. As a final step, we're going to put a final bead of acrylic silicone caulk around the base and the actual seat. Some of the basic tools that are required for the job are a tape measure, caulk gun, a mini hacksaw with a metal blade, a small level, a razor knife, mini channel locks. Some miscellaneous material would be a sponge, a small bucket, and rags. A stainless steel no-burst supply hose, wax ring, brass bolt, and shims, and a 4-in-1 screwdriver. Some of the safety issues that we want to discuss are first checking the incoming water pressure. Also, when you're dealing with the toilets themselves, make sure you bend your knees, and then also steel-toed shoes, if you can, some kind of traction on your shoes when you're walking on a slippery tile surface. A little background on me: I'm a third-generation master plumber, also Georgia's first licensed green plumber. American Standard's been around for 140 years to make everything from tubs, toilets, and faucets. When selecting your products, look for a quality brand like American Standard. It's a name you can trust. Let's get started. Toilet. Before we do that, I want to talk a little bit about pressure. The first thing you want to do when checking your water pressure is take a water pressure gauge and you screw it to the bottom of your water heater. That'll check and tell you what your incoming water pressure is. Ideally, your water pressure should be between 60 and no more than 80 pounds PSI. Most importantly, if your water pressure is over the maximum required by code of 80 PSI, it's best to call a state licensed master plumber to take care of your problem. Now let's talk about the sizing and selection of toilets. One of the most important things and most overlooked things is there are different sizes in toilets. They make a 10, 12, and 14-inch rough toilet. And when I say rough, that's the measurement from the center of the actual putty caps or the toilet caps all the way to the back drywall. Not to the baseboard, not to the granite, not to any other kind of surface, to the drywall. 12 inch is very common. One thing you want to look at are the two sizes. The conventional or standard one is the elongated, what you see here. It's egg shape. The other shape for a smaller bathroom is more like a basketball. They call it a round front. It's just a total circle. It knocks off about 3 inches off the front, so it gives you a smaller area for more knee room. So you got the two choices, round front or elongated. What we have here is a standard height toilet. You can see you got 14 inches from the ground to the top of the rim here. The other option you can get is a right height toilet made by American Standard, 16 inches, and it actually reduces the stress on your lower back. Another important thing is just make sure you got the right color. Sometimes I've gone to job sites where they bring the wrong color. Efficiency, if you go and you buy the bottom of the line $80 toilet, you're going to have problems. You're going to have a phone call to a plumber weekly. You have a scrub brush on one side and a plunger on the other. Buy a good quality WaterSense type toilet. There's also rebates offered in your community, and it's just the best thing to do. That's what you need to know before you install the toilet. Now we're going to actually go ahead and turn off the water and remove the actual closet supply. Right now what I'm going to show you how to do is remove your water line and how to turn off your water to the toilet. The first thing you want to do is turn off the actual water. To turn off the water, you want to turn the valve to the right or clockwise. After shutting off the water, I remove the actual lid, place it in a safe place so it doesn't fall on you, and hold down on the tank lever. You want to get all the water out of this tank. So I'm just kind of holding up this chain here. Now you're not going to have any more water entering into it because the water's off. Some people would even take a rag and sop up all this, or a sponge, and sop up all the water that's in this tank. Then what you want to do is at the very bottom of your supply tube, go ahead and remove this with your mini channel locks. And normally we'll have a little bucket under there or a rag just to catch a little bit of remnants, because there'll be a little bit in that tube. Then by hand, I unscrew the top, which is feeding the water supply to your tank, and it's ready to be removed. So that's how you remove the water supply. Next step, we're going to show you how to remove the actual toilet. Right now, we're going to show you how to remove the actual toilet. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take a razor knife, and we're going to score the bottom of the base itself so that we make sure that the caulk itself doesn't stay attached to the tile. Next thing, you want to remove the putty caps, which are the plastic caps on the side. You want to loosen those nuts up. Then what you want to do in order to take the contents of the water out of the actual bowl is, if you don't have a shop vac, then put a sponge in. We're wearing rubber gloves, and little by little just sop and sponge out, dump into a bucket, and continue until everything is out of the bowl. Okay, next what we'll do once all the water is removed is we go ahead and remove the putty caps, take the bolts off the side. You've already cut the caulk, and lift up the entire toilet. I get a plastic bag typically for this portion, and I wrap the bottom of the actual bowl so I don't drip water or waste all around the customer's home. And I lift it up and I get it out of the house. The weight of these toilets can be anywhere from 40 pounds and as high as 140 pounds if you go with a one piece. Okay, what you want to do when disposing this thing, instead of taking it to your local landfill, call your local recycling center and try and locate an area that crushes the toilets and uses the actual porcelain for a road aggregate. And also dispose of the cardboard. Instead of putting it in a landfill, take it to a recycling center. Now that we showed you how to remove the toilet, we're going to go ahead and show you how to install the new toilet. We're talking about today how to remove a toilet. Now we're going to show you how to install the new one. First, we're going to clean up the wax off of the actual flange, which is the part that holds the toilet to the floor. Once we clean the old wax using a scraper knife, we'll clean that up. Then we're going to go ahead and put the new wax ring in and measure to the wall to make sure our brass bolts are in place and set the actual toilet. So I'm going to take this and set this in place so it sits firmly on the ground, just like that. One thing I like to mention is just take a small little handful of toilet paper and push it down into the actual closet there. That keeps the methane gases from coming into your face as you're working. Sometimes you want to use two people because of the weight of this one. Set it in place. We're going to go ahead and connect the toilet supply hose. Take a mini channel locks and screw the flexible stainless steel supply hose to the water shutoff valve. And we're also going to connect it to the toilet itself in a righty-tighty or clockwise fashion. Then we're also going to go ahead and turn on the water by turn it in the counterclockwise position and open up the water and test it for leaks once the bowl fills. Yeah, what you want to do is use an acrylic silicone caulk, which is very easy. It's water-based. You can just squirt it out with a caulk gun around the whole entire base. I normally use a sponge and push it in as tight as I can. Then I dampen the sponge and I wipe it one time, and it dries in place clear, and it's very easy. It's water soluble. Now we're getting ready to install the seat cover. This is American Standard slow close seat. It clicks on, in place. Okay, that just about wraps it up. Important thing to note, if you have an unlevel floor, you want to have shims on hand and a small level just to level out the toilet. We use caulk today. Make sure you allow 4 hours for that caulk to get hard, meaning don't sit on that toilet. Okay, I hope this tutorial helps you in your home projects.